for DevDigital for giving me the opportunity to introduce myself in front of you all. Thanks. My name is Darvesh. I am come from small family. We are 7 members in my family. My father is a farmer. My mother is a housemaker, and I have an elder brother who is working as a supervisor in construction line with well-known group thugs. He is married and has 2 children. My hobbies are playing cricket, chess, carom, and recently I am playing and learning here very interesting game, table tennis. That's all. And last is this fear. Many times I am fear, but I am going to share a story with a small boy who is coming, who is not going to inside the temple because of some religions caste fear. So is that story of my village Nirmal. It is located by bank of river Nirmal. I am every day going to a temple and worship to God. I saw one boy, small boy, every day come, but he is not going inside the temple. He is coming every day, but he is pray outside of the temple and go away. So one day I asked them why they are not going to inside the temple and worship to God. So, like same thing is according to the old custom. Like people who is caste religious and small caste not allowed to enter the temple. Lower caste.
These are the terms we use.
Yeah. So I asked them, you are come every day and inside the temple and worship to God. Don't be afraid for anyone.
Don't be afraid of
Anyone. So that's all. Thank you.
जब हकीकत है कि हर सर्वे में तो रहता है, फिर जमीन पर कहीं मंदिर कहीं मस्जिद क्यों है?
Hello, I'm come from Bhadrad, which is small village. My education standard 1 to 12. I'm studying Gujarati medium. So whenever I come for any speech on stage, at that time I cannot speak very English. So that is and second, from last week. I forgot my identity card and type a message in the sky to Sanjay sir. Already I typed whole message and I see 3 times and read also 3 times. But I cannot press the enter key. Whenever I enter the message of Sanjay and in 1 minute is like please come. And after this is clear for me, I will come to this cabin and I will take 5 to 10 minutes. That what is the algorithm. Whenever enter in cabin, and then Sanjay sir told to me, please search that outside the office in office and at your home, and after replying, then I'm okay.
He has a subject. Everyone has it.
you are growing more older. So when I am small, I have a fear of street dogs. But after marriage, that fear gone.
Street dogs look very nice.
Because my wife loves cats, dogs, and everything. So every time she brings a small puppy to me and say me that touch it, it won't bite you or that thing. So now the dog fear is gone. But my biggest fear is exam, interview. That is my biggest fear and that is one of my biggest nightmares. Even now, if somebody says to me that just give the interview over that, I can't do that. That is my biggest fear. Exam is my biggest fear and that fear comes to me when I am in 11 or 12 standard. Because the schooling is so strict and they are forcing each and every week that you have to give a test, you have to do this, you have to do that, and I can't cope up with that thing. That's why the exam is my biggest fear and I am trying to overcome it. I am trying that I give any exam and interviews or anything so I can overcome that fear. That's it. Thank you all.
संजय सर ने लेकिन बहुत सही बात कही, मेरे दिमाग में था और बार बार में निकल गया कि fear changes as you grow, right? हमारे ओवरऑल हम देखते हैं कि हमारे fears बदलते रहते हैं. सबसे कॉमन fear जो होता है ना, लेकिन जो बचपन से हो वो रहता है. हमारे यहाँ ऐसा कहते हैं कि बहुत सारे जन्मों से जो हमने कर्म किए हैं ना, उस पर हमारे दिमाग में वो छाप होती है. You will see there are children, there are kids जो बहुत पहले से ही किसी चीज से करते हैं. मेरे मामा थे ना, वो कोई नारियल देखेंगे ना, then he used to get scared. बहुत ज्यादा डरते थे वो. तो that is something, कई लोग पहले से ही आग से डरते हैं. तो there must be something, अगर वो कोई believe करता है पुनर्जन्म को, यानी reincarnation को, right? That's the term we use, reincarnation. Then it happens. तो fear लेकिन over a period of time बहुत सारे change तो होते हैं. बहुत सही बात कही सर.
Hello everyone. As Nirmal and Sanjay were saying that fear changes according to time. But there are fears which are constant and you will have to live it, throughout your lifetime. I have that kind of fear and that is a height. I'm not afraid, I'm afraid a lot about a height. Like if you will ask me to, see on the down road from the 10th floor, my legs will start shivering. I had a same problem with the water too, but gradually I have improved on that. I still cannot swim. That is because of that fear, but I am now able to enjoy the swimming pool at least. So it is like when I can see the depth of the water, I'm not afraid, but when I see that I can see the end of the water or depth of the water, I get afraid of that thing. The same thing with the height too. If I cannot measure the height, I will be very afraid of that. So that is one of the fear I had. That is kind of a tangible fear, you can say. You can literally feel that. You can see that. I do have intangible fears. I guess they are more critical to address sometimes. I am afraid a lot of losing people whom I love or with whom I spend time. So I had so many problems as the time moves on. We left people behind due to so many reasons. But that time when you are moving on with something else, that is the time when I just literally choke up. I cannot express myself. I cannot say a goodbye to anyone. Like that is kind of problem I have. So I'm trying to work on that by being a very realistic one. But that is something you cannot do. Like you cannot change the nature, and that fear is something I have with my nature. So I afraid a lot when I have to move on with something else, and especially people leaving behind. And the fear I overcome. I had a fear, like the stage. It was from the childhood. Like I was luckily, by God's grace, I was very bright child with the educations and all the stuff. I was living in a very small town in a far forest area. I mean, many might have known that it is a pure forest, and I was studying there in government schools most of the time. But I was very bright. Like, luckily, I was very bright, and I always, came up with the number one rank. Till the high school time, it was all good. But when I joined the higher school, I started seeing that there are not many functions, not many performances you have to. People are actually giving on the annual days or special days or kind of sports and all these things. So I was very bright. I know how to do the things, but I could not take part into any of the activities, whether it is related to education or performing something. That is because I cannot address something in front of not many people. If you will say me, this is something you need to do in a single room in front of one or two people, I would have done that. So that was the problem I had. Gradually that problem has started becoming a real issue for me because I was very bright student, but then I started to realize that in the 11th science I joined the St. Areas. They have kind of giving more importance to real-time activities and performances as well as education. So at that time I see that the people who are not as good as me in the education, then also they are the stars. Because they know how to express, they know how to address and how to perform everything. So I had a very good teacher there. He was like a mentor, just like a Nirmal sir. He gave me, before 2 days of annual function, he told me that I need to speak on computer for 10 minutes in front of 2,000 people. We had their priest comes from Rome and all this. So it was a week function, and I had to address that. And you need to speak on the computer in front of 7 people. So that was the very first time. I could not literally sleep for 2 days. I had write down my speech in a way that I can just read that. But we are not allowed to read something directly, rather than you have to express that. So when I came into the stage, I was literally my legs were shivering, but I started somehow. It took 2 minutes to me to realize that it was something I should not be afraid of from my childhood. So I extended that speech to up to 20 minutes or so. Everyone claps and gave me the standing ovation. So from that time I understand that if you cannot express, then it is a bad thing. You should anyhow come over of that kind of problem. So I started expressing myself, and gradually I could see that now everyone knows me, teachers, the students, or the other divisions and all that. And then I literally became a rebel, you can say. I told them that I'm not going to come to school for last 3 months in 12 science because I didn't have the tuition and all these things, so I needed time. So that was kind of rebel I had done, and I addressed the principal, and they finally believed that okay, they had a good reason. So that allowed me to have a good preparations, then come to college. And I keep doing these things, and I guess now I like that. So that is how I have overcome my fear of expressing and addressing people in a.
Morning everyone. Today I'm going to tell you an incident which is related to fear, scared and afraid of which we felt earlier. Few years back we went to Dubai and Abu Dhabi and we visited a place world famous Ferrari World Adventure Park. There is a ride which you can say a roller coaster ride. It is the world's fastest roller coaster, you can say a Formula Rosa. With a speed of 240 km per hour and reachable that speed in just 5 seconds. And we wanted to have that experience. Me and my wife both were so excited, but well, a little nervous because I don't know how that going to be happen. There was an observation that from where you can see the view, entire view of the ride. If we go to that observation deck, then we might get more nervous. So we made a plan that directly go to the ride and let's feel before we stood in the queue for few minutes and it's time for ride. Me and my friend wanted to sit in the first row, but we couldn't do that because our wives both were scared with the speed. And it times wide and it blasts like a rocket. It was the most thrilling and amazing experience of my life, and that's it.
Good morning all. Like most of us say that they have a state fear, I'm one of them. In my school also, I was afraid of speaking in front of people. When I was, like Sohail said, I was afraid of interviews. And when I joined this company, I was afraid that on first day what will happen. But the staff was very helpful, they helped me. And also I am afraid of writing comments in task in this company. But gradually looking at the other people's comments, I improved my ability to write comments, and that thing I have improved. Also I would like to improve my speaking in front of people. So I will improve that in upcoming days.
बहुत कम गलतियों के साथ बोल रहे हैं। बहुत ही कम एक्सेस भी है, बहुत अच्छे अप्लाई करेगा।
Hello everyone. Fear is not something which happens in inner state of our mind before that thing happen in reality, or something that we have seen in front of us and we have passed through the same. After my college days, when I was going for interview at Mumbai after my graduation, so at that time we reached at early in the morning, but we could not get the local train of Mumbai, and it happens 2-3 times in a single day of morning. So after coming to the Baroda, whenever I have to get the train, I used to feel that afraid that I will miss this train. But in my master degree, when I was going up down to the Vidyanagar, I used to get the train. So after that practice, now I am not afraid of that. But whenever we have any tour plan or something, and when I have that time limit to catch the train, before the train time, I used to feel worried about, feel the pressure on time.
Or about losing the train and catching it.
प्रैक्टिस हो जाती है फिर डर नहीं लगता, बंदा कर सकता है।
Hello friends, I am going to tell you about my fears. I have a big fears about facing 2 or 3 balls in cricket match, and most of time I am just got after 1 second or 3rd ball, and my teammates also suggesting me every time just go and settle down yourself for 2 or 3 balls, and after that you will be on the ground.
Hello friends. I also have a fear of heights. This is called acrophobia. Previously, I was an acrophobic, but I have overcome it. I have a practice of saying the things from the heights because I go to the higher places, such as I went to the Leh Ladakh trip, and there is a highest motorable pass over there. So I went there, I look down in the valleys, and I see the beauty, not the height. So that fear of acrophobia has gone away from me. So that's the way I overcome it. Apart from that, I have a tendency to being vulnerable in relationship or in a friendship. So I have a feeling that I might lose if I say something to my friend in a joking way or something like that. I might lose something. He feels bad. So that is a fear of vulnerability is there in a friendship or in a relationship. Even these days, some of my friends are saying me that why you are afraid of your father this much or that much. But it is not afraid, but that is a vulnerable I'm feeling that if I say this word that I'm doing this, I'm having this bad habit, and I'm admitting to it my father or my mother or my wife, I might lose them or they feel bad about it. So that is a fear I'm having. Apart from that, one fear that I would love to overcome is crumbling down in the crunching situation. Like for example, if I give you an example, in my 10th standard, I was pretty good at maths. I was scoring about 90, 95 in all the prelims and all this stuff. But in the final board exam, the paper was a little bit difficult. So at the last 10 to 15 minutes, I can cover up. I had that much grip that I can cover up to 10 to 15 marks. But due to that crumbleness in the crunch situation, I could not manage it, and I could only attempt up to 5 marks in the last 10 minutes. Though I could get 90 above, I only am able to manage to get 78 or 80 marks. So that thing I would love to overcome. That's the fear I'm having.
It's good that you know fear which you want to overcome. That's really very important, right? Because fear तब तक ही रहता है जब तक आप उसको face नहीं करते हैं.
If I say about my fear, especially I am worried about communication in front of unknown persons, because when I am speaking, I don't know if I will speak, so whoever is listening, he will or she will understand or not. So especially my fear is communication skill. Thank you.
Hello. As we can see, everyone has some or other kind of fear. I do also have many fears, like stage fear, fear of heights. But today I will talk about the fear that I face the most. It is a fear of failure. Maybe because I have faced many failures in my life. Whenever I decide to learn something new, or I decide to work on some ideas, I think a lot. Like, what if can I do it? What if I fail to do it? What if I create something and it has no usage? So I'm trying to overcome this fear. Thank you.
ये तो एक्ट करके बताया। This is something extraordinary.
I thought many things, but
That's fine. That's fine.
I don't know what to
Express.
explain.
Explain. Still, you can say something.
When I was a child, many times I have participated in plays and many things, but when I grow up, I have this fear when I have to represent anything towards to people who are
Who is that person? Who is your best friend? Name his name. What is his name?
Viral.
Veera. Is he your best friend since how long?
6 months. I am here from last 1 year. Viral is sitting beside me. So
Same batch. Same batch. I strongly relation you have with Veera. Okay. Fine. I know. Good afternoon.
Today, I have no a topic in my mind, but I share with you a small story about me and Grace. Few year ago, me and Grace watched a movie. Do you want to know which movie?
yes.
Ragni Evans. So, so when me and he is sitting there, so moving coming, so some when coming romantic show, so we are very happy. But few next minutes coming horror scene. So there is at a moment gone. This area. Thank you.
Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Actually, I have afraid of speaking in front of group of people, but I try to overcome in the from the three sessions we have started the communication session conversation. And as Sanjay sir told, okay, fear is changing by time and time. Initially, I have fear of traveling using the GSRTC. When I joined the I joined the SDIT for the SDIT for MCS. Then I have to. There is only one option for SDIT Vasat to commute. Then I used GSRTC for commuting. Then that year is gone for me. And another is the biggest fear for for me is expressing myself to someone, or how to express myself to someone, and how I don't know whether he will take me in right or wrong. That's a big hobby. And about daily fear when I joined the DevDigital, I am afraid of that whether I will company is putting me in some situation or some project, whether I will be able to give my 100% or not, and in a daily situation, when something come from the Britney or PM, I suddenly paste that email to Manoj sir for the reply, and discuss with him what to reply, what should I reply to him. That is the fear of communication with the management people. Thank you.
Everybody is afraid of managers.
I am speak about my fear as same as other stage fear. Speaking in English. The reason behind is the minimal usage of English language, which is creating confusion and result into the hesitation. I totally forget words when I have to speak in English in front of people. That's it.
So next time when you speak like you